baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Ah! Yes!
Howdy Crystal Conclave, it's NESHY, and let me persuade you for a few minutes to put down that Rainbow Dragon and let me share with you this crystal-based deck. Introducing Conclave Control. But first, I want to shout out MBT. He's absolutely my favorite dude on the platform, and I love his 10-minute testings so much that I want to showcase this deck in that way, as it's my favorite video format, so I hope you enjoy. Now, let's find out who put crystals on these beasts anyway. Crystal beasts aim to put crystals in the back row to enable powerful effects. This is made possible by its slew of searchers, most notably Bridge of the Heart, which is a dragonic diagram for the deck. You start with a control strategy, ending on a Crystal Beast, Crystal Conclave, and Crystal Miracle, hence the name Conclave Control. Miracle will pop your beast to trigger Conclave, which will give you a special summon from the deck, and a double bounce for disruption and follow-up. On your following turn, you can use Sapphire Pegasus to load up some Zeniths in the back row, and use Heart to search Awakening of the Crystal Lord, which can special summon Ruby Carbuncle. Ruby uses her effect, Ruby Rampage, to soul charge all of your crystals and OTK. It's a mid-range deck, meaning it's kind of a jack of all trades. Think BA, Salad, Tri-Brigade. Now let's go ahead and get into the card by card. First we have 3 Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, aka Zenith. This is the boss monster of the deck, 3000 attack on a Crystal Beast body, plus in the back row as a crystal, it's a Hornet Drones and adds Rainbow Dragon. Just an amazing card. Follow that up with Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus. If Heart is the heart, Sapphire Pegasus is the soul. This is your normal summon. This is 1800 attack on a 4-star monster, so he's just a guy, but not once per turn, go ahead and crystallize a Crystal Beast from hand, deck, or graveyard. Sapphire Pegasus is a 1-card rank 4 or link 2 enabled by Zenith, so it also is just really good in a vacuum for no reason. Next up, for our last Crystal Beast, we have the 1 Ruby. This is a hard garnet, but it increases the ceiling of the deck by so much that it's a crime to not play. Plus, just look how adorable she is. This is definitely worth it as a one-of. Along with Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, the actual one, the doo-doo one that you do have to search off of Zenith since it is a mandatory effect. But, you know, Awakening is a great card too, so we gotta play it. 3 Ash, the most versatile hand trap. 3 Awakening of the Crystal Lord, an S tier quick play spell for Crystal Beasts. You just reveal Rainbow Dragon in your hand and either search any bridge card, dump Bridge of Salvation, we'll get to that, or special summon any Crystal Beast monster from hand, deck, graveyard, or spell and trap zone. Imagine a Rhoda that searches your best cards, your spells, or it's just an E-Telly too, or a quick play Monster Reborn, or a quick play Crystal Promise. Who made this card? They were just amazing. And look how much text it takes up. It's not even that much compared to Bridge of the Heart, another S tier card. This is my favorite card. It's literally a Draco spell. It not only is a Dragonic Diagram, but it's also like a true Draco Heritage, giving you an extra normal summon and a removal effect for no reason. Next up, Rainbow Bridge. So, Bridge of the Heart, one thing that's cool too, is it's just a search every turn, like Dragonic Diagram, which is awesome. Next, 3 Rainbow Bridge to search for our best cards in the deck. 1 Crystal Bond. This might seem a little suspicious, but we have so many copies of it, so it's easily searchable. Plus, we have the Foolish Burial Goods for Bridge of Salvation to also kind of search for a Crystal Beast, so you only resolve 1 per duel anyway, so it's great as a one-of. Perfect. And 1 Necrovalley, 1 Mystic Mine. Don't click off, I know what you're thinking, but hear me out. These are some great floodgates that we can actually play under. And Bridge of Salvation can search for any field spell. So Bridge of Salvation, banish it from the graveyard, search any field spell and any Crystal Beast. Amazing, why wouldn't we just play the best field spells in the game? Necrovalley is a house in this deck because Crystal Beast can play under Necrovalley. Really reminds me of Duel Links Conclave Control, doesn't it? And Mystic Mine, you know, what can I say? It's a great going second card, and that's why I like playing it. And our 3 Foolish Burial Goods to dump that Bridge of Salvation. We have 3 Forbidden Droplet, which we can pitch Bridge of Salvation, but obviously you can play whatever you want in this slot. Called by, Prosperity, the Salvation, don't draw it. but if you do, you can pitch it off Droplet, or Dugaris, or Barricade Board Blocker. 3 Conclave, the namesake of the deck, and 3 Miracle can negate anything. Omni negate counter trap that destroys a Crystal Beast. And onto the extra, we're playing the 1 Zeus for all of our Xyz, the 1 Dingirsu as our rank 8 of choice with 2 Zeniths, Tornado Dragon, Plan B, Baguska, Lightning Chidori, Abyss Dweller, Dugaris to pitch Bridge of Salvation and draw 2, Underworld Goddess, Access Code, BLS Link because he's funny against matchups like Altergeist, Nightmares Unicorn and Phoenix, Lina to make with Ruby or Zenith, Barricade Board, pitch that Bridge of Salvation while you're under Prosperity, and IP. And then the side deck, you don't see it in any of these replays, but this is a sample side deck. A couple cards I want to highlight. Gamma Seal works very nicely with Bridge of the Heart. You just Kaiju, bounce your Gamma Seal back with Bridge, and then potentially Kaiju again. We have Dual Academy, which you can side in if either of these 2 cards don't work in certain matchups. Dual Academy could be a great slot. Whenever you activate a trap card while you control Sapphire Pegasus, get a free pop. Triple Evenly, and triple a Pointer of the Red Lotus. This strikes me as one of the best cards for our deck going first. Just side out Forbidden Droplets and side these in for going first, and you can go ahead and use it to take an opponent's board breaker out of their hand. Since you're always having that Rainbow Dragon in hand, and you reveal it anyway, it's just an easy reveal off of a Pointer, so that you can go ahead and rip that board breaker, rip that Evenly or Lightning Storm out of their hand, and if they open 2 of them, you just rip their best starter. Underrated card. Now, let's go ahead and check out these replays. So our first game is up against Salamangreat. We're opening pretty busted, and they're opening not so busted. We're going to go ahead and start off with a Pot of Prosperity, banishing 3. That's all you need in this deck. We're going to go ahead and add that Crystal Bond to our hand, adding Sapphire Pegasus, crystallizing Zenith, Zenith effect, special Pegasus, add Rainbow Dragon to enable our Awakening of the Crystal Lord. That's going to add us a Bridge of the Heart to the hand, which we can then use to pop our Crystal Beast and then search for a Conclave, the missing piece. Since we already have the Miracle, we'll go ahead and search that Conclave. Pegasus gets Imperm, not a big deal because we're going to use our extra normal, summon out another Pegasus, save the one from the graveyard, set 2, pass. Then we go into Jack, summon Balinks. We'll Miracle this. I should just wait for the Splash Mage, but I got trigger happy. That's going to trigger Conclave, that's going to special Ruby, and the crystals that were in our back row just soul charge them back. Pegasus effect, crystallize Zenith, Will of the Salamangreat. Uh-oh, they have the extender. They're going to go ahead and summon out Jack, summon Balinks, and then Desires away, draw into 2 hand traps. Phew, we're saved. And then they're going to attack, trigger Zenith in hand. We'll trigger Bridge of the Heart since our Ruby was destroyed. We'll go ahead and Conclave, bounce back that Rage since we haven't used it yet. We'll go ahead and Bridge of the Heart. We're going to use it, pop a Pegasus, and then bounce back that Balinks. Just a bounce every turn, why not? We're going to just go ahead and go into battle phase. They have a Nibiru, we don't know it, but we can still OTK under Nibiru, swing in for game. We could even Awakening of the Crystal Lord, special summon a Crystal Beast during the battle phase. And that's a great showcase of how the deck works. Now you've seen how the deck does under usual circumstances, but what about under Floodgates? We're up against Flunderies, and they're gonna D-shifter right off the bat. They'll Jack in the hand. We'll take that Robina, gladly. They'll Duality, getting a Stree, I guess. They'll Advent, we'll Ash this, because their hand must be bad if they have to do that. Plus, we won't be able to Ash the Eaglin, because they'll just chain block with the Stree anyway. So, they'll Eaglin, add M-Pen, go Stree, so that they can summon M-Pen, and then add back the Eaglin, set Dreaming Town. The Flunder experience. We'll go ahead and Rainbow Bridge. Even though we open Ruby and Rainbow Dragon, we're still going to walk with this one. We'll actually Awakening, since we already have the Rainbow Dragon in hand. Use our extra normal on the Ruby, pop the Ruby, bounce the M-Pen, since our Ruby was crystallized. Crystal Bond, crystallize Zenith. We can't use the Zenith special summon effect since we already have the Rainbow Dragon in hand. We'll Dreaming Town, summon Eaglin during our turn. Do the whole Flunder shuffle, you know how it goes. And that's it. We'll just battle phase, attack. Main 2, Rainbow Bridge, search out Miracle. Activate Bridge of the Heart, we didn't need to, but, you know, we're crystal base, so. They'll top deck a Prosperity. We know the rest of their hand is Ryza and M-Pen, and the last card must be dead. So we'll just Miracle that, and that's just game right there. Now, how does this deck do against meta? Let's check it out. We'll go ahead and go up against Branded. They'll start it off. Allure, Pitch McCourier, we're not ashing that. We're going to wait for the Branded Fusion. We're tunnel visioned in on it. They'll activate Theater. Branded Fusion, there it is! Fire the Ash! Let's go! They'll Retribution, they're playing that. Add back Branded Fusion. Normal Albaz pass. The Branded Experience. We're going to Goods, Pitch Bridge. Bridge, we're going to search a Pegasus and the Necrovalley. Necrovalley just seems like such a house against this deck. We'll use our extra normal on this Pegasus. Bridge, bounce back that Branded in red since we crystallize a Zenith. Zenith, special summon Pegasus, add Rainbow Dragon. Bridge of the Heart, we're going to just go ahead and swing in here, crash into the Albaz, trigger Zenith in hand. We'll swing in for some damage, and then we'll Bridge of the Heart, pop this back row Pegasus, set Miracle, set Conclave, Necrovalley, pass. I don't know how they're going to beat this. We have to Miracle this because otherwise we wouldn't be able to negate the Branded Fusion. So we're going to trigger both of our Conclaves here, summoning a Zenith and a Sapphire Pegasus. Make sure Sapphire Pegasus is off of the first effect, the first chain link of Conclave, so that it can actually trigger. We'll bounce the Theater so that we can save the Bridge. We don't want it to get popped. They'll Branded in red, forget that Necrovalley's on the field. Branded Fusion, Lubellion effect, forget that Necrovalley's on the field. Go in the Dragostapelia, and that's the game right there. Wii U Challenger approaching. We're literally playing against the Armed Dragon King, Sperato. Sperato, go ahead and check out his channel. But we'll go ahead and Foolish Goods, start it off, Bridge of Salvation, because he is playing a Ghost second deck. Man, I don't like seeing those two Lightning Storms in hand, but we'll do what we gotta do. Rainbow Bridge, search, and then we'll Zenith special summon Pegasus, add Rainbow Dragon so that we can go ahead and use Awakening, add Bridge of the Heart, which is the most busted effect. We'll use Pegasus's effect even though it's negated, whatever. We should have normaled the Ruby and popped it with Bridge, but you know, crystal based. We'll go ahead and activate Necrovalley, set Miracle, and they'll Extrav. Yeah, I won't Miracle this. What's the worst that can happen? Uh-oh. Well, Lightning Storm negate? Oh, Lightning Storm number 2. And Raigeki? Oh. Well, surely they don't have game, right? They'll go for level 5 effect Engrave, search pile. Level 5 pitch Tempest, summon out pile. And then Tempest effect, summon it back. Uh-oh. 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 Sperato. No, we go down to the Armed Dragon King. Don't worry, I saved the most crystal-based replay for last. We're up against Math Mecha, blind second deck. Don't mind if I do go first. We'll Crystal Bond, crystallize a Zenith, use its effect, special summon a Pegasus from deck, add Rainbow Dragon, Bridge of the Heart, pop a Pegasus, search Conclave. We're use extra normal summon on this Pegasus, and then crystallize the one from the grave, Rainbow Bridge, search for the missing piece, this time being the Miracle. I didn't want to set Droplet because I'm greedy, and I want to save these Pegasuses. Well, Miracle, of course, my opponents always open Feather Duster or Lightning Storm in the main. Whatever, we'll Conclave, summon Ruby, special these two Pegasus, and they'll Mystic Mine. Okay. You know, I'm actually chilling right here. They can do what they want to do. They can summon their Sigma Male grind set if they want to. So I got something planned in mind. They'll summon Multiplication, and then they'll go ahead and Monster Reborn, bring back the whatever that is, summon the final Sigma, double his attack. He can attack a more billion amount of monsters. We'll Conclave, bounce our two Pegasus so that he has to attack the Ruby, and now he's undermined. Take that. And we're saved. Bridge of the Heart, extra normal on the Pegasus. We'll pop it, go ahead and bounce that mine back to hand, and then we'll Foolish Goods, dump a Bridge of Salvation. Bridge of Salvation will search Necrovalley and a Pegasus. Awakening, we'll summon out this Ruby. Ruby effect, special Pegasus, special Zenith. Go into Lina with the Ruby. Lina summon Diameter, Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, Kaiju in the extra deck. We'll go ahead and attack with Pegasus, summon Zenith from hand, and that's over 9,000 on board. So, has this deck stolen your Bridge of the Heart yet? Let's go over the pros and cons, just like MBT's 10-minute testings. First, the pros. 1, it's consistent. When your deck is playing 9 spells that all search each other, plus 13 ways to open Sapphire Pegasus, all on top of 3 draw spells, how could it not be? 2, it's adaptable. With Sapphire Pegasus being a 1-card rank 4 and Salvation searching any field spell, you can really tailor your end board to cover a wide variety of matchups. You can also deal with a surprising amount of floodgates. Scythe doesn't matter when Zenith is your boss monster. Wind Barrier can't stop a Sapphire Pegasus and Zenith from special summoning another one since it's also wind. We can play under Mine and Necrovalley, and Winda is easily bounced by Heart or beat over with Zenith. Not only does this deck have a solid control game, but it could also go from 0 to 100 and kill you out of nowhere. 3. It's low investment, both in terms of siding and price. Since this deck is on minimal Crystal Beasts, you can easily side out huge chunks of the deck without hurting the overall consistency. I usually just swap out droplets for pointers going first, but going second you can side out upwards of 12 cards if needed. In terms of price, this deck is coming out in a structure deck, making it extremely accessible by purchasing 3 structure decks and a few other key cards. You can even swap defensive cards out like droplets for budget options like Chalice. The Prosperities could even be replaced with Extravs because your extra deck really is just an optional toolbox. And the cons. 1. It has a few hard garnets. This is historically a problem with Crystal Beasts in general, and while this deck aims to crack down on the bricky beasts, the garnets remain. But it's not the end of the world if you draw them. Drawing Rainbow Dragon enables Awakening of the Crystal Lord without needing Zenith to resolve. Drawing Bridge of Salvation is mitigated by making Dugar as a barricade board, or better yet, it becomes an amazing plus for droplets. Drawing Ruby sucks because you can't special it off Conclave, but that doesn't stop Awakening from summoning it, which is honestly more important. In the end, however, you are screwed by the garnets since you'd much rather have a live card than a dead one. 2. It's hard to play correctly. Who knew having a critical mass of searchers would make it difficult to know what to search for? Oftentimes you're considering what to crystallize depending on the situation. Do you plan on controlling the game and crystallize Pegasus so you can Conclave bounce it for a follow-up on the next turn? Or do you make a lethal push now and crystallize Zenith for a big Ruby rampage? And 3. This deck doesn't summon Rainbow Dragon Overdrive. It's a shame that we're not taking advantage of one of Yu-Gi-Oh's most legendary boss monsters, not to mention it's the cover card of the structure deck, but at least we got the boneless version in Zenith. Nevertheless, this deck has cemented itself inside my heart as the most crystal-based deck of all time, and I can't wait to play it in September. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.